Ray's Sports and Slams is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
Good afternoon, good evening, rather. Monday, you know what it means. Ray Sports and Slams, we are back at it again, and we have so much to talk about. First, I want to thank everybody for following us on social media, boinkstudios.com. Like, share, subscribe. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and all media outlets. So please, again, like, share, and subscribe to the show. We are looking to grow, and grow. And back from vacation, my partner in crime, the one and only, Mack Garvin. What's up, brother?
What's up, America? I missed y'all last week. But
welcome back.
Yes, indeed. Me and Ray always chat America. Just like you said, please like and subscribe to Boink Studios. We're live.
We are live and in color, so let's do it. We have so much to talk about. It's great to be back. I love the energy. We're going to kick it right off. We're coming in guns blazing. We're starting with the Mets. The Mets right now, unfortunately, are imploding. They have gotten rid of their all-star first baseman, Pete Alonso, who signed a 5-year, $155 million contract with the Orioles. They lost their star closer, Edwin Diaz, to a 3-year, $69 million deal to the Dodgers. Their only comeback was to get a relief pitcher, Devin Williams, who was a star 3 years ago.
Relief pitcher.
A relief pitcher that was a star 3 years ago. And after he lost probably the most crucial game in a playoff, went to the Yankees, imploded, and the Mets said, hey, let's sign him to a 3-year contract. And their response to getting rid of Pete Alonso is to get Jorge Polanco. I don't know what they're doing, if they're putting all their eggs in getting the sensation Tucker, or if they're trying to get somebody else. But, dude, right now things are not looking good in Metsville. I am a diehard Mets fan. I'm a little upset. I don't know what their plans are, but you give me your opinion. What's going on, bro?
Listen, America, all week. Okay, America, he just said he's a diehard Mets fan. His daughter wears this stuff. His wife agrees. They're just by proxy fans. And, of course, this reminds me of 100% of the Jets. We're just going to let all talent walk out the door. Sauce Gardner, why do we need him? Like they let their talent walk out the door. We're tanking for the draft. There's no official tanking with baseball. Like, if you lose talent, why? You just lost an epic series with the Yankees. And so you're going to let all of your key assets, valuable players go and just walk out the door. So we're not going to try and re-sign. And it would be great. It would be different if you're like, I heard the rumor they're going to go after whoever. Like, you know what I mean? But that's not even the case. They just let the talent walk out the door. So we're just going to just not go to the playoffs again next year. We're going to keep playing. Oh, we're going to re-sign a relief pitcher. Oh, our relief pitcher for a 3-year deal, $56 million. Sure. Didn't he bolt against the Yankees? Yeah, but, we got to re-sign someone. Yeah, I guess so. You paid for this crumb versus Alonso. And he signed a 5-year, $150 million. That's not even like they had a chance to re-sign him. It's only $150 million. That's my thing. He's a talent you could have kept and didn't have to pay a lot for him. If 150s would have took for him to leave, if you had offered him 145, at least somewhere close to it, because he at least knows he's competing. He's with the Orioles now. He has a better shot now because now the Mets just let talent go. So I have no idea what they're doing as an organization. It's going to be hard to be a Mets fan, bro, this coming season. I don't know if you have a jersey for either one of them guys or not.
No, thank God I'm a Pete Alonso fan. I mean, Francisco Lindor fan. Okay,
so I don't know if you have a jersey where you like burn the jersey because they let the player go. I don't know if you're one of them guys or not.
No,
I mean, but it's sad, man. What are you trying to tell your fan base?
Yeah, I mean, my only thing is this. Like I said, Devin Williams was a star. Maybe, and just hear me out, maybe there was something they saw that said, hey, you know what? We could bring it, because this wasn't like he was a superstar 10 years ago. It was only 3 years ago. He was
3 years ago, yeah.
So he had a bad year last year with the Yankees. Yankees got rid of him. The Mets picked him up. Maybe they see something they can say, hey, we could bring this guy back to the way he was. It's a possibility because I will say this, being as unbiased as I can, he was lights out 3 years ago. Devin Williams was the man. And Pete Alonso basically destroyed his confidence, hit the home run, the 3-run homer that basically lost them the series, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't the same since. He was shell-shocked after that. So if that's what they're thinking, maybe. If they're going to get Tucker, who's the hottest free agent out there, and he can play outfield, he's younger than Alonso, he hits around the same amount of homers, same amount of RBIs, I will forgive everything. But if you're not going to invest all your money in getting Tucker, what are you doing? If you're not going to get Tucker, what are you doing? I don't understand. I'm speechless as a Met fan. The only saving grace is to get him. If you're going to get Tucker, then I'll say, okay, I guess they wanted to go younger because he's 26, Alonso's 31. They hit around, like I said, around the same home runs, around the same RBIs. You know, they're both defensively as strong. Okay. But if you're not going to get Tucker, again, I don't know what to tell you.
Are you clearing cap space? Well, first of all, this is the problem that I have a bit. I just said cap space. That's football. Yeah. Baseball doesn't have one. Like, whoever pays the most is going to get the guy. You know, and it's unfortunate.
Facts.
I know we talked earlier in the week. You said, you know, when you were like, you know, oh, the Dodgers, oh, bro, they're just paying. I'm like, bro, at one point it was the Yankees. The Yankees had the same situation. Everyone hated on them for winning. And, you know, that's not fair. And I'm like, you're right. Not everyone has what's called Yankees sports station called the Yes Network. Not everyone has that to get revenue from. And the Yankees have the most championships out of any baseball organization. So I understand the hate of why you're saying the Dodgers. I'm like, bro, the Dodgers are hot right now. It comes and goes. And, you know, it's just it's unfortunate because as a fan, you're saying to yourself, we just lost, and now you're letting our talent walk. What do you want me to do? Or how do you want me to consider coming to a game next year when you aren't even bringing in talent? You've got the money to do it. It's your choice. And you're right. If they just do nothing, you're going to let talent walk, but, oh, we're going to re-sign a relief pitcher. And they put that as it's an announcement, as something positive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was news. I screenshot it. And I'm like, hey, guess what? But it's like, bro, unless you're going to try and get someone like Tucker, yeah, you're right. You gotta give us something as a fan base to go buy a jersey next year. Because if this is what you're going to do and not try and go get him, well, why'd you let these people walk then?
Exactly, you know? Dude. I have no rebuttal to you. I tell it the way it is, dude. I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, the Dodgers look like they'd be the most unbeatable team in baseball. I will say this, because baseball is a little different with the playoffs. The first round is 2 out of 3. I don't care who you are. You can have an oopsie 2 games in a row and lose. So the only way you're going to beat the Dodgers is if you get them in the first round. If they get out of the first round and then it goes to like 7 games, it's over. Then you're not going to beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series. Impossible. You can beat them in the first because you, like I said, 2 out of 3. Anybody can beat anybody in 2 out of 3.
An off night. Yeah.
Off night. You could have 2 off nights. All right, we're switching to our favorite sport. Well, both of our favorite sports, I should say, the NFL. The Los Angeles Rams look unbeatable. Matt Stafford looks like Joe Montana, Tom Brady, John Elway combined. Dude, I don't know what's going on. This team looks unmerciful. Yes, it was Arizona, but they beat the brakes out of them. I want to get your thoughts on this. What do you think about the Rams, and do you think they are the NFC favorites?
Well, I know we talked 3 weeks ago. America, I wasn't here last week, you know, but we had this conversation like that's the week that they lost. And I'm like, anyone can lose the game, bro. I'm like, I said, but the way they're playing, they're clicking. I was like, Puka, you know, I mean, that young man has been a baller for them as far as wide receiver, you know, and they bounced back. They bounced back this week, got a solid win. And I'm like, yeah, they're rolling, bro. Like they're the machine that is up and running in speed. And I still don't understand why there's 3 teams out in LA. I mean, California, period. You know, San Fran, I always think is like, oh, you're right, San Francisco. Yes, that's out in California, you know, besides the Rams and the Chargers. So, you know, the fact that state supports all 3, it is insane. And it looks like the Rams are going to be the team to beat, man, like flat out. I mean, I thought for sure in the offseason when they lost some talent, I'm just saying to myself, Matt Stafford's not getting any younger. We'll see what they can do, and they're rolling, bro. I mean, kudos to them.
Yeah. I look at it like this. You have two stud receivers. Devontae Adams is playing like Devontae Adams of like 4 years ago.
He got nicked up.
But they said he's probably going to play Thursday.
He's probably going to play, yeah.
Per ESPN, the coach said allegedly he's going to play. But with Nakua, that line, those receivers, and Matt Stafford is throwing darts. Dude, he hasn't blundered a game yet. Like when they lose, they just lose. But it's not like he's throwing 5 picks and fumbling the ball and doing all types of nonsense. Like, dude, Stafford is right now, from my eyes, MVP.
Well, and on the same token, they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs, dude. He's looking legit. On another note, we're going to go to college football. And as everybody knows, if you don't live under a rock, Mr. Sharon Moore was fired from the University of Michigan for inappropriate relationship. And he was retained by the police for alleged assault. It's a really black eye to the University of Michigan. I will give you my take on this, and I'm going to come to you.
Sure, no problem, man.
I feel this is a really bad look for the NFL. For college football, especially for the University of Michigan. Jim Barbaro handed him this job. It's very tough in college football to get a head coaching job being African American. He's walking away from $12 million.
Well, he's not walking. They're not giving him.
They're not giving. He's eating $12 million. Let me rephrase. Thank you, my brother. He's eating $12 million. I feel really bad for his family. I feel bad for University of Michigan. All I will say is this is, prayers to everybody. This is just, like I said, a really sad situation. I don't know how Michigan will rebound from this. And I'll leave it at that. Mack, I'm giving this to you.
Listen, brother, I'm riding on your sentiments. 100%. He's the first African American head coach in the history of Michigan football. The history. They've been around for close to 100 years as a university. So it is unfortunate, that he made these bad choices, and it is choices. You're right. The allegations that's going on with him, he will have his day in court. Do I think Michigan will probably consider hiring an African American again? Probably not. It's the sad part of it. They will not want to take a risk of someone's character again, but it's going to be the circumstance that everyone has some bones in a closet somewhere. It's just that he unfortunately got caught in this situation. It's the same thing with Chauncey Billups in the NBA, along with the other guy. Of the scandal of them, the investigation going on, and we talked about that I think like week 3 or 4 of our show, and it's one of them deals where he's a high celebrity. Well, Chauncey Billups added a pile of people. He was the one that had the most celebrity, and they focused on him. And it's the FBI. They got involved in their situation.
This is no joke.
I mean, this is just Michigan. HR department made a decision. This is not NCAA that's gotten involved in this. So it's unfortunate, man. And I just, me and Ray talked briefly, y'all, like from my standpoint, it was a bad choice. He got caught. He didn't know how to handle the pressure, what's going on. I do feel bad for the family. However, me and Ray just talk also, but because the kids are so young, this will not be a memory that they will have in their thoughts. Unless 15 years from now in high school, NCAA scandal with head coaches is a topic and scroll up and, oh, that's my dad. That would be the only way this would be an issue for the kids later on. But they're so young, this won't affect them personally. So it's unfortunate.
I will piggyback on the coaching situation in Michigan. Yeah, there has been an African-American coach there forever. And now with this, I agree with you. I feel like it's probably not going to happen for a while. It's just a bad tarnish on that aspect of the game. And, Jim Harbaugh stuck his neck out for him. He knows his X's and O's, dude. And like I said, it's just a shame, dude. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, dude.
They only had 4 losses for the last 2 seasons. I'm sorry, he had 8 losses, 4 last year and 4 this year. So it's not like Michigan was like like horrible under his leadership, and that's why we're gonna fire him. They were gonna make a bowl bid this year, but I don't know what's gonna happen now. If it's gonna be someone's gonna step in as temporary until they make a decision, and we're gonna move to the offseason. But yeah, man, and him try to get hired again somewhere. You might want to go to Pee Wee or
you go to Division II, Division III. It's gonna be rough.
Or high school, man. Like, bro, good luck finding another job. Maybe be a coordinator somewhere that's behind the doors. You know what I mean? But he's not getting another head job as far as college goes.
Shout out to Fernando. What's up, my friend?
What up, Nando? How you been, brother?
Thank you, my friend. All right, we're moving on and going to stay in the NFL, and we're going to talk about 2 key injuries. I will give you the topic, and I'll let you start this first since I went first last. Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs are completely out of the playoffs. Unfortunately, the quarterback tore his ACL, and he's not going to be back for a while. Micah Parsons, who's the stud pass rusher for the Green Bay Packers, tore his ACL. He is done. Probably won't be back till the middle of next year. My question for you is, obviously we know who this will affect more, but what's your take on both of these teams and what will happen going forth? Now, Alexa, I'll let you start this off.
Got you, brother. Got you. And I'm ready. And America, just so you know, me and Brother Ray talked during the week. I screenshot him at least a dozen photos and stuff. Like, okay, bro, we'll talk on the show. But
yeah, we prepare, dudes. We prepare.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely, America. So here's the thing I will say. We talked 3 weeks ago. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's not over until he says it's over. Are they going to make the playoffs? It was looking slim. That we were also speculated, like, if they have to win the rest of the games and get into this team lose, that team lose. So here was the breakdown before the situation happened with him. For the Chiefs to get in, America, this is what he had to do. For them to be eliminated from playoffs, this is what had to happen for the other teams. Chiefs would lose to the Chargers. The Bills would either tie or beat the Patriots. The Jags would have to beat the Jets. And then the Texans have to beat the Cardinals. And that would be if they won. If these other teams beat their opponents, that's how they'd be eliminated. Guess what, America? Those teams didn't win. So had they won yesterday and these other teams, they would have been mathematically eliminated because of that, because of needing all the help. So those are facts that I can definitely tell you, America. It's unfortunate with the ACL. Listen, it's Mahomes. The situation also now going to be with Andy Reid. If he's going to come back next year or not, his contract is up. Will Kelsey retire? Who knows? This would have been a great swan song had they made it at least to the playoffs and end the playoffs. But, it's over for them. Are they going to retool? Absolutely. It's the same thing with the Pats, America. I told y'all 3 weeks ago. It's a situation. They didn't win them every year. Were they in the playoffs a lot of the years? Absolutely. This is the first time in 9 years that the Pats are not either in the playoffs or AFC championship. You mean the Chiefs? The Chiefs, yeah, that they're not an AFC championship. So it's unfortunate. Micah Parsons, the deal came through when he came over to him. The force multiplier that he is, ACL, unless Jordan Love gets his act together, because they just lost this past weekend too. And now that Parsons is gone, they paid for him to be to be the force multiplier, and he was for them. And it's unfortunate, man. And whether both of them make it back to week 1 of training camp will be a question mark.
From what I've heard, they say Parsons will probably miss at least half of next season, from what ESPN says. And they say Pat Mahomes will probably miss the beginning of the season, maybe the first 2 or 3 games. Again, this is all subjective, and who knows what can happen. Here's my take. I think the Chiefs dynasty, unless something happens and they re-sign Andy Reid, because Andy Reid's a genius. I love Andy Reid. I think he knows the game.
100%.
Yeah. If he resigns, Kelsey, I don't want to see Kelsey go out like this.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him at least make the playoffs and go out, but who knows? Mahomes is coming back regardless because he signed a big contract. He's Mahomes. I'm sure they will retool. I'm sure that they will build and get some players, and who knows? Green Bay's window for this year is definitely closed. Your best pass rusher is gone. So now you don't have to double team anybody on that line now. So whoever you guys are playing now doesn't have to double team anybody on Green Bay, expecting the quarterback to get knocked out in 3 seconds. So that line is not what it was. And I think they're very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? They're right for the picking, so to speak. Like they're not the team that looked unstoppable now because of Parsons. It opens a lot of windows for a lot of other teams in NFC, and it's a wide open door now. Prayers to both of these guys. I have much respect to both of them. And I think they both obviously will recover pretty quickly because they're both young in this sport. But because the tears, from what I've read, have been pretty severe, it's going to be a while. So again, from an impact perspective, Green Bay's going to feel it more because they were headed further into the playoffs. I think they had.
Yes, they were.
They had visions of NFC Championship, perhaps even a Super Bowl. I can tell you, dude, I don't see it.
No.
Kansas City, I think had nothing happen with Mahomes, and like you said, with them needing all these other equations for them to go their way to get to the playoffs, it wasn't happening regardless. So, I mean, I feel like Green Bay lost more because I feel like even Mahomes, if he didn't tear his ACL, they still lost. They weren't going to make the playoffs, and this was just a bad year for Kansas City.
Yeah, and like I said, man, it was all of the other factors with the Bills, Pats, Jags, Jets, and the Texans and the Cardinals. Like they all, they won their games. And, it's when you get to that, this team has to win, this team has to lose science, and they pay someone, this statistician, whoever it is, to figure it out. They had to have not won those games for them to get in. And that's how you don't want to play. And we had this discussion before. The AFL versus the NFL. Over in the AFC, East and West, like if you don't have at least 12, you're not getting in. Like it's period. Over in the East, our NFL, sorry, is it
AFC?
I'm saying, oh my gosh. But over here in the East, you can get in with 9.
AFC, you can get in with 8, 9. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's like I know we said this before. It's like whack in baseball, like 10 years ago, like the National League was just so much better than the American League. It's starting to tilt that way again, but for a little bit. But for a while, it was all American League. It was National League, American League. Now it's back to National League. In football right now, it's NFC's dominating the AFC. You have to have 11, 12 wins. You're not even sniffing playoffs with 9 wins.
Exactly.
AFC is like, hey, 8 wins, we have a shot. You could go 8 and 9 and maybe get in. All right.
You mean NFC and AFC? You said
AFC, I think, like I said, I think 8 wins, you're in. NFC is hard.
No. AFC 12, NFC.
I'm sorry. Oh my God. See, you got me messing up now. NFC, you could get in with 8 or 9 wins. AFC is like you need 12. It's hard. It's completely different. We're switching gears, and I will start this topic off. Grandfather Philip Rivers, at 44 years old, came back, started for the Colts, lost 18-16. Actually played pretty good.
He played solid.
He played solid. He played pretty good. Looked good. Here's my take on this. He looked good. I'm glad he was happy to play. I'm glad his Geritol kicked in. He was able to get behind the center and do his thing. Here's my thing, America, and here's my issue. And I'm sure Mack will agree with me. I'm sure he'll have the same take. We had this conversation. I'm going to start this first.
Go ahead.
Why are you not looking at Colin Kaepernick? Colin Kaepernick is younger, more mobile, has been practicing, has been trying and begging to get on a team. Why doesn't he even get a look?
Yeah.
Philip Rivers, potential Hall of Famer. I know his accolades. I know his record. I know what he's all about. The dude's 44. Numbers are the numbers. Last time I checked, 44 is bigger than 38.
Yes.
Mobile versus a pocket passer is completely immobile versus mobile. Dude, I'm a little upset that he didn't even get a look. And do you think that the Colts have any shot of doing anything in the playoffs with Grandpa Rivers behind the helm?
All right.
Now, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. And America, just so you know, when Ray brought this up, he said, Christ, bro, you're reading my brainwave. The same thing. And as soon as I saw the rumor that they were going to call him on the phone, and then, of course, the press conference where he's talking, and I'm saying to myself, now, mind you, he was coaching his kids as far as high school football. That doesn't mean you're ready to play NFL football. You know, like that guy had to get ready. Kaepernick has remained ready. And that is where America, you need to understand, like, this guy. Now, mind you, it was 8 years ago. Think about this. It's 8 years ago that he's been gone from the league. This whole circumstance that happened. He tried to do a workout again. The NFL made some, as far as some concessions, and he's like, no, you're trying to sabotage me again, of where he was going to practice at. There's supposed to be teams that are supposed to go look at him. But my thought is this. You mean to tell me, now we know the trade deadline came and gone.
Yes.
Now, here's the stuff that I did not know. My first thought last week when you guys were talking, I'm like, so Anthony Richardson is trash? He was supposed to be the starter this year, but I find out that he's injured also. I'm like, okay, that's why they didn't try and go to Anthony Richardson last week when Danny Dum Dum went down for the season. So I'm saying to myself, so their best thought was, hey, Rivers retired from our team. He looked good when he retired. I mean, he could have played more if he wanted to. Let's call him. Are you kidding me? Like, this is the best dude you could come up with. Does someone really not want to win? And of course, the deal is this: if he was practice squad, he would still remain eligible for the Hall. If he got activated to play, the clock resets. So he has to wait another 5 years after the season to play. Now, the real question is going to be, is he going to stay around? Or is this, I'm going to play these 3 games and go home? Or is he, if they make the playoffs, are they going to do none of the playoffs? No, they're not, because he's not mobile enough. It's going to take one solid hit, and his Geritol or whatever he's taking, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to wear off.
Applaud that.
You know what I mean? So I don't understand how this was their best choice. I get, because of the trade, you cannot really aggressively go get a player. He probably signed for league minimum to get him there. Like, well, you can't want a lot of money. We just gave you a shot when no one else was probably ever going to call him, because there's been other teams that's in bad situations too this season. No one else thought enough to call Rivers except the Colts. So I don't know what they're doing, bro. And the Kaepernick situation in America, he's 38. He is well embodied and able to play. He practices daily. This is not a question mark. You can go see footage on the guy. Could he have come in, absorbed the playbook? Because 4 years ago, their playbook till now for Rivers would be the same circumstance it'd be for Kaepernick. So it's not like he had a competitive advantage of going back to the team that he retired from. They've had how many coordinators since he's been gone? So it's like, oh, I remember this play. No, you don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I feel you. I mean, here's my thoughts again. Like, Philip Rivers was a high school coach. He wasn't practicing. He wasn't even thinking of playing. They reached out to him and said, hey, dude, have you thought about coming back? I'm sure he's probably like, you're kidding, right? I'm 44. Dude, I don't care who you are, how great a shape you are, how much you work out. Me and you both work out, dude. One thing that we're not going to be able to beat up is Father Time. You're 44 years old, my dude.
Yeah.
It's hard to be an NFL
hard.
quarterback at 44. Take those hits. And when you haven't played in 7 years.
Meaningful football. Meaningful football. That's my thing. But then everyone's like, well, Colin Kaepernick hasn't either. But he's a better at mobility at this point than this crumb is.
Yeah, he can run a little bit. He can avoid getting hit. And he's 38. He's younger.
Yeah, man. Like, he's got more experience of being agile, mobile, and then the playbook digest, like, that wouldn't have been a challenge for him, So it's unfortunate, man. Like, and again, the real question is going to be is if they don't make the play, and I think, let's keep this in mind, America, too. The only reason why they called him is because they still had a shot to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, had they been like the New York Giants, 11-5, 11-4, then it'd be like, well, what's the point?
4-11.
4-11, yeah. Right. Like, did it be a situation where what's the point of calling? We ain't doing nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's the only reason why, the bottom line of why they called him, and the fact that he said yes. So,
but you would think if you're on the cusp of the playoffs and you think in your mind you have a legit shot, he's your call?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a little puzzled. Like, do you go to the Rolodex and come up with anybody else?
No, like, no one spitballed ideas in a room, especially offensive coordinators. Can you think of anyone? I'm pretty sure head coach is like, well, what do you think? Who do you think we can call?
Like
Like
I'm not
they
even being
had to
funny.
exhaust
I
resources.
would have approached the Jets and said, "Hey, Justin Fields, you're not using him. What's up?
Why not?
Why not? Like at least he's young, he's mobile, he plays the game. Okay, he's had a lot of problems on the field. Missing throws and all this other stuff. But dude, at least he's young and mobile. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah,
felt
it's
like there were
crazy.
so many other options, dude. Like honestly, I'm not even being funny. I would have said, "Hey, Tom Brady, do you think you ever consider playing again?" If I'm going to go Phillip Rivers, I might as well go Tom Brady. If I'm going to go that old, I'm going to get a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you're right. He even said I could probably come back at 48.
Yeah.
He even said that like they like y'all called that dude.
Like wow,
really?
I would have thought about it.
Now. Boink Studios YouTube is the home of Ray's Sports and Slams, Tom Clark's Main Event, The Patton Report, Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, and a lot more. Subscribe to the channel for archives that date back to 2014, with new content being uploaded every week. And check out boinkstudios.com for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Bookmark the site today.
All right, we're moving on to probably the game of the week. The Buffalo Bills came back and won the game of the year, 35-31. I will start this off. I thought that was the game of the year. I thought that this game was done within the first, 15 minutes. I was like, this team is done. They're squashed. Yeah. This is a wrap.
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
I thought this was over. Josh Allen showed me something last night that I didn't think was happening. Drake Mace played his brains out, so I can't say it was him. The end of the day, here's my take, America. Buffalo, this is your shot. Your kryptonite Kansas City's not there. Yeah. Baltimore's still there, but I don't think they're going to do anything. This is your one shot. I will say this to Buffalo fans, and there's a lot of them out there, and I feel sorry for all you Buffalo fans. But if this is your shot, make it count. I don't want to hear anything about the Bills. If you go into the playoffs and lose, this is it. This couldn't be set up for you more than this. They're setting you up to just get to the Super Bowl. Here's the carpet. Here are the rose petals. Get there. If you don't, I don't want to hear anything. Buffalo will not be on Ray Sports and Slams conversation anymore. Me will not say the B word again. You will not hear Mack say the B word. I will not say the B word. This is your shot. Me and Mack have had this conversation off air. This is it.
Gosh.
This is your shot, dude. This is your shot. So make this count. Ball is yours.
Yeah. All right. No problem at all. And I'm catching it. Thank you very much. I'm going to reiterate what Ray said. They've had excuses for years. Whoa, Mahomes. Baltimore. I'm like, but you still have to win your games. You got to win. Why is your boy crunching in the playoffs? He folds in the playoffs. Why do you think? Okay, so last year, well, I'm going to put this out there. It is called optics. Their wide receiver, who they let leave, walked over back and forth on the sideline with his hands like this, going back and forth like this, and it became this big deal. And Josh Allen is sitting like this, making no eye contact whatsoever. But what do? They let the wide receiver go. What's the guy's name?
Diggs?
Yes, Stephon Diggs. Last season, he's on the sideline walking back and forth. It became this big deal. Big deal. And of course, he's like, what are we doing? What's going on? Like, what's going on? And then they lose, and then they crunch in the first round of playoffs. And everyone's like, oh, I'm like, brother, this is the year. Listen, the Bills in the 90s went 4 years in a row. There was no excuse. Unfortunately, lost all four of them. This is it. Like you said, Ray, next year, Mahomes will come back. We know Baltimore will retool whatever they got going on. And you know what? For what it's worth, Mr. Flash Action Jackson over there too, he folds in the pressure in the playoffs also too. So if he does, Josh Allen doesn't do it this year, you're right, Ray. We will never, ever, ever talk about the Bills. It'll be easy as this. As soon as they say, oh, this is our year. That was last year, pal. Stop it.
Yes.
Your kryptonite is still playing. And
If you
know,
comment
so,
on the Bills, we will not read it. It's over.
yeah,
This is it. This
yeah.
is it.
We
Buffalo
will
fans,
scream
get it out
those-
now. Get it out of your
Yep.
system. You have to do it now. If
I
I
know
don't
one
see
Bills fan.
AFC champion Buffalo Bills, I don't want to hear it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
it.
it's because they've got all their players. Everyone's healthy.
Everybody's
And
healthy.
that's the difference. They're playing.
Guys,
well.
not here. Pat Mahomes, the kryptonite of your team, the one that just no matter what, you can't beat him. He ain't there. I don't want to hear the
Yes, he
excuse.
is not. And you're right. Like I said before, Baltimore, they have the ability to beat Baltimore because right now Mr. Jackson is not playing well. And you're right. Last night, this was a testament to that wherewithal, that whatever that Josh Allen has, like, it was on display yesterday. We need you to win this game, and they won the game. Bills Mafia went absolutely berserk. They were breaking tables every damn where. They thought the game was over too. Let's be clear. They thought it was over
100%.
too. And they won the game. And I've got nothing but love for him. I'm like, listen, Josh, but you're right, bro. There is no excuse of us not going to the AFC Championship. If you don't go to the Super Bowl, there's no teams that's close enough to them that can catch them. That's the thing, man. Unless they just, I mean, everyone can have a loss. They're in the playoffs by default right now, also too. But I just feel like there's no excuse of why we don't, unless he gets hurt. I mean, I don't want to wish out on no one. We saw what happened to Mahomes. They had a shot as long as he's playing. But if Josh Allen's not playing, it'll be unfortunate. But they're in a situation where I think if they get to week 17 they're in, they're gonna sit him.
Yeah,
They're gonna sit him. You know what I mean? They're not gonna take no chances.
All right, we're moving on.
All right.
The Houston Texans, in my opinion, probably the best defense in the AFC. Gave Arizona a whooping 40-20.
Wow.
CJ Stroud was lighting it up, 3 touchdowns. How real are the Texans? Mac, you could start it off.
All right. Now, let's keep this in mind, America. Last year, they were in the playoffs also. Let's not forget. We have short-term memory around here sometimes in NFL. So, do I think they started bad? They're on a roll now. Stroud is figuring it out. Their run game is solid. Stephon Diggs is there.
Yes, he is.
So, and I'm pretty sure he's got a lot to say if they get it to the Bills also too. Like, bro, I'm going to start.
How crazy would that be if they ended up playing and they beat them?
That would be, what's the word I want to use? So
epic.
Matrimonious. Like left at the altar, Diggs kind of experience with Josh. And he got engaged again, and here he is. So I think they're doing a great job coaching. They are a solid program, and they're peaking at the time that they need to. Mind you, the team they played wasn't great, but they're peaking at the time that they need to. Shout out to them, and Snoop Dogg is happy because he was from his program as far as football, as far as high school, and then helping him get him recruited. So I know Snoop is super stoked for him again this year. So yeah, hats off to him.
Yeah,
I can't dispute they mollywopped him, bro.
Their defense, I will agree to you to your point. The defense that they played was mediocre at best, but still, when you're in the NFL, you're supposed to stomp on these mediocre teams. So they did what they were supposed to do. So I give them their credit. People, 2010, look who they're playing. You're supposed to. They did their job, but their defense is insane, dude. I think Houston is very good. If CJ Stroud could get out of his own way, dude, he's not a bad quarterback. I think he's actually decent.
He's solid, man.
He's solid, dude. He's solid.
Yeah, he's
my
not.
man Eric Cologne tries to do it with a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. I agree.
Yes, Eric, but we'll mess up and probably win one of these last 2 games, and we'll get moved to 6 like last year.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be the number 1 last year. So
bench Jason Dark. All right, speaking of misery, and I will join you on the misery table. Dallas Cowboys are, unless lightning strikes in a bottle, I think Philly would have to lose the last 3. The Cowboys would have to win the next 3, which is like the same odds of I don't know, Mack speaking Arabic out of nowhere. The Cowboys are pretty much out of this. I've had this conversation several times, but I will start this off. Matt Eberflus got to go. Let me explain why, folks, and let me just get this off my chest.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, it's one thing if you are a running coach, Mac, and you say, look, Ray, this is how you run. You put your head like this, your body like this, your hands like this, you stride like this. You give me all the instructions. You guide me. And I race somebody and lose. I say, you know what, Mac, I did the best I can. Thank you for your coaching. I'll get better. That's the way of the world, and I'm cool with that. But it's another thing to say, hey, you got a race. All right, go. But Mack, what am I? Oh, you'll figure it out. Matt Eberflus has this defense playing like chickens without heads. He doesn't understand schemes. He doesn't understand defenses. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's playing, intoxicated, if he's using a defensive coach for dummies book. I don't know what's going on. This dude needs to go. I don't care if it's the end of the season. Fire him now because he's a train wreck. And because the defense doesn't look helpless, it looks lost. And there's a big difference in the NFL between getting beat and just looking lost.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Here's the baton.
Now,
Here. Take
all
it.
right. No problem at all. Now, listen. If you cut him, who you going to get? Who you going to get? He went through an exhaustive search to find him. But if you cut him, who you going to get?
There's got to be a defensive coordinator out there, dude. Next year, there has to be somebody.
Okay, well, listen, we all know there's going to be the coaching carousel. We're looking too.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking also. Now, keep this in mind. You said something that's super important on defense. Who did they let go? Say it with me.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
But he's not playing corner, dude. He's not playing corner. They're getting smoked out there. Your linebackers are out of position. Your corners are playing 10 yards out. Like, I don't understand this, dude.
You're
like,
right.
you're playing not to lose instead of trying to win.
Now, what did I tell you?
Said,
What did I tell you also? I said your boy Dakota is a great regular season quarterback.
But it's not him. I hate this. Let me say this. Hold on, because someone is making a comment about this.
Go ahead.
Murray, no, he doesn't. It is not.
He does.
Prescott, let me say something. Hold on. Hold on. Let me say something. Yes, I do. I have to boo you.
Because he's right.
You are wrong. He is not. No. It's not him. It is
okay,
not
so
Dak.
the last 3 weeks when they lost, whose fault was the last 3 weeks? I'm sorry, the last 3 weeks when they were winning.
The defense, dude. The defense is trash. No. The offense is on fire. Dude, they have the top 2 offense in the league. Facts are facts, correct?
Okay. All right, sure.
All right.
Sure. Okay, but
so
now,
it's your defense that's trash, and it's Matt Eber stink. He stinks.
Okay, but now the last 2 weeks they lost, unfortunately losing at the wrong time of the year. That's the biggest problem.
But it's not
the wrong
Dak.
time of the
It's
year.
not Dak. It is your defense is trish ass. Your defense is trish ass.
But
You're
should
like
he
I
not
said,
give? Is your quarterback a false multiplier? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
But is it his fault?
That being the case, then. But if they were close, if they were okay, what was the score this week, Ray? What was the score?
34, 20, 28, 26. I cut it off, guys, getting so upset.
Okay. Okay. All right. I thought they were going.
I was watching JJ play like he was Tom Brady and just smoking things down the field, wide open receivers.
For sure, they were going to have the win. I turned it off too. I saw on ESPN. I'm like, whoa, what happened? You're right, 34-28. It was a close loss. If it was a blowout, it'd be different. But can he muster up enough to try and come back to win the game? No. This happens every year with Dak Prescott, bro. I said this to you 4 weeks ago. He's a great regular season quarterback, but when it matters the most, he crumbles.
You're out of your mind.
Science.
You're out of your mind, dude. Look at Dak's stats.
But look at this. Look at the history of the team. He did it last season and the season before. Like, he plays great in regular season. When it comes to playoffs, he stinks up the joint, bro.
We agree to disagree.
All right, we can. We should. We all know for a fact the Giants are trash. And I said
I think the Cowboys defense is trash. I admit it. It's not Dak's fault though.
Okay.
We're gonna switch to hoops because I don't want to talk about this no more. I'm taking my ball and going home. We're going to go to the NBA. We're going to the NBA. That's right. I'm taking my ball going home.
We're going to pick up the round ball.
We're going to pick the round ball. We're down to the 2 finalists in the in-season tournament. The San Antonio Spurs shockingly beat OKC, which I was very, very surprised.
Bro,
and they're playing the New York Knicks in the finals of the in-season tournament. I'm going to let you start this. Who do you predict will win this? How important do you think this tournament is? Do you give it any credibility? Let's hear your thoughts, my friend. Ball is yours.
All right, no problem at all. So first of all, the in-play midseason tournament championship, the Lakers wanted the inaugural year. Good for them. I know you were stoked, but they didn't win the championship that year. But it just
But they
it
did win
gives
the first one, right?
Yeah, they won. Yeah, the Lakers won the first inaugural in midseason. That's all they did do. He's got to show. The Spurs, amazingly enough, beat OKC. We had a talk 3 weeks back about what's going to happen. Do we think that what's the guy's name? Something.
Oh, the forward. I can't think of his name. No.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Yeah, whatever his name was. Like, will that be a big factor or not? Are they going to ask more of SGA? They did, but they have answered the bell. So they got 2 losses now, and the Spurs were the one that gave them the loss. Do I think the Spurs? And mind you, also too, the Unicorn did play. I think going into the second, I think at the end of the first quarter, they put your boy Wemby back in. Yeah. So he played, and that side, he obviously was fired up and ready to go. And then, listen, the OKC game, it was 2 points, bro. It wasn't like it was a blowout either.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't like they crushed them or anything. No,
Hartenstein.
Yes, Hartenstein. Yeah. So here's my thoughts. The Knicks are going to be up and ramping, ready to rock. They have to be. The Spurs are coming. I think the Spurs are going to beat the Knicks because Wembanyama is back. And they made a statement by beating OKC. Like, we ain't trash. They lost twice.
Dude.
Yeah, listen, they done lost 2 games. That's it. You know what I mean? They're like, listen, but we beat them. They are not invincible. We put it on them, and that gives, brother, that momentum and that confidence up here. We just beat the defending champs when no one else could. 22 straight games. Well, I'm sorry, 20 straight games they had not lost.
Yes.
And we gave them their second loss. So how about that? Yeah, we're for real. So I think the Spurs, unless something happens to Wemby the Unicorn, and I told you this before, man, the dude is like, was he like 7'4", 7'5"?
Yeah,
what is he?
7'4", 7'5". He's a
and he looks like pixie sticks, bro. Like, he's skin and bones, man. Like, the dude has no
pixie sticks. Okay.
Yeah, he does not look like he is sustainable enough physique-wise for a whole season. We're going to find out. We're going to find out without him getting hurt. He's just one bad like this and fall on the ground, and I think he'll be injured again. So we'll see what happens, man. But at this point, to answer your question, the Spurs are going to beat the Knicks, and they're going to get to the play-ins. I don't know if the Lakers got enough to get in, brother, but that's another topic.
All right, but how much credence do you give this? If the Spurs win this and win the in-season tournament trophy, do you give it any validity, or what do you think about that whole thing? They've only had this
It's the same thing like with baseball, man. Like, they've got the mid-season because baseball is more games. It's a nice idea to drum up more eyeballs to watch mid-season title versus the championship. I'm not a fan of it. I didn't understand why, but it gives some teams an opportunity to say mid-season you should be playing harder towards the middle of the season versus just relaxing and coasting. I think that could be why they introduced this idea. Now, if I understand right, the other leagues in NBA do this.
Yes.
And I think the NBA jumped on to say it can help attract eyeballs because viewership is down because the season's long and some people don't start watching towards the end of the season where teams ramp up. And that's why you got star players taking more time off because it's midseason. We're over 50 at this point. We're going to get in. I think that's the reason why it gave them something to play for, to excite the fan base, to energize them. For teams that are on the cusp, it gives them motivation to move forward. So,
all right, I hear you. All right, my thoughts are this: I feel like the tournament is very financially incentivized because those guys get money for winning this thing. You get a lot of money. It's in Vegas, so you're generating a lot of fans in Vegas. I know those games are sold out. I give the first one some credence. I will say after that, it kind of like is more of like a novelty act type of thing. For New York, since they haven't won a ship of anything since the beginning of time, I think it would mean a lot for them. I'm rooting for the Knicks because Mrs. All Day is a huge Knicks fan. So to make her happy, I'll give the Knicks some love. Do I think that the Unicorn Wembanyama is going to light it up? Probably, but I think the Knicks have a shot. I think they have a lot of grit, heart. Jalen Brunson's an animal.
Yeah.
But to your point, OKC is like the hardest team in the world to beat, and the fact that the Spurs did it says a lot. Yes, it was by 2 points, but a win is a win. We shall say. I think the Knicks have more to gain than the Spurs. The Knicks are doing this just to say we've won something. And believe it or not, if the Knicks win this in-season tournament and had that trophy, every New York fan in the world is going to be talking mess.
Oh, and they'll go buy T-shirts saying we're
T-shirts, the whole nine. I don't think it'll mean as much to the Spurs because the Spurs have won recently. It's been a couple of years, but it's not like 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah, and you're right. And they haven't won since they were the New York Knickerbockers. That's how long it's been since the Knicks. Now the Knicks have won something. So, yeah.
My man Erickson, winning the mid-season tournament is like winning the NIT every year in college. I agree. I can't knock that comment. I give you that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you're going to put that in the trophy show.
Maria's saying the Knicks are going to win this. And Eric is saying the Banner needs nothing to do. I disagree with you, dude. I think there's a lot of Knicks fans out there that Mack will concur. They are going to go buy it. They will be doing the cha-cha slide and the whole nine, dude. If they win this, you will never hear the end of this, dude. This will be it.
You will not hear the end of it.
You will not, dude. Oh, my God. We're switching gears. The Lakers are back on track. They won 116-114 last night. Austin Reeves is hurt. I think he's out for another 2 or 3 games.
2 or 3 games.
LeBron took over again, and LeBron-esque 26-4-2. Dylan Brooks still got under his skin and got ejected.
Yeah, mind you. Yeah.
Ugly scenario. I say this. I'll start this off. Great win for the Lakers. LeBron showed me again at 41. He's got some juice left in that tank. I can't knock him. I can't say anything bad about him. Dylan Brooks, I don't know why you keep costing your team victories by getting ejected, by handing the other team, free throws, handing them points. Yeah. Your fouls literally cost them the game because LeBron took the 3 free throws because he was fouled. But before that, he took a free throw because you had a personal foul. Had another free throw because you got ejected. Like, dude, you add those points up, you have a tie game. So, Dylan Brooks, you're a knucklehead in my opinion. And to LeBron, hey, again, kudos to you to step up when you needed to because you knew Austin Reeves was hurt. So you're just like, I have to play second fiddle now. I had to play Robin. I hope he knows when Austin Reeves comes back to go back to being being in the back seat of the car and
being Nightwing,
Luke and Austin ride the car, but we shall see. What do you think about this, and what do you think of Dylan Brooks?
Yeah, so you're spot on with what you were stating. You're right, Brooks. Please do not turn into the dum-dum over in Oklahoma. I'm sorry, not Oklahoma. Golden State. Don't turn into the guy in Golden State. Don't turn to the guy.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green. Yeah. Don't turn into that. Don't cost the team an opportunity to win because you'll get benched. And we had this conversation, America. Just so you know, we had this conversation about 4 weeks ago where Ray's concern was like, "Hey, listen, Austin Reeves is bro. He's in the zone. Is LeBron going to accept his position?" And the concern was when he comes back. Him being this cerebral player, will he recognize I see the flow and rhythm of the game going so well? How can I get plugged in? Coach probably talking to him also in between the games. And when he came back, he started playing. And then last night, as you know, he turned into what he needed to be for the win. And that's that cerebral part of the game of basketball that I said, and our answer was this: we'll see. We're guessing, but he's doing exactly what we thought what I thought he was going to do. Recognize when he needs to step up, recognize when he needs to fall back. They needed him. He put the S on and they got the win. But if Brooks, bro, if he does not get his act together, bro, you cannot continue to do that. It's the same thing that happened 3 games ago with OKC. What team are they playing? They're ahead by 39 points. What happens? The guy flat out, boom, pushes the guy on the ground. And, of course, they froze the screen. And SJ was like, ooh, what's going on? And, and they got to go to the free throw line and then scored 2 more points. They lost by 39. I can't think of the team offhand. But this is one of these experiences where you got to have calmer heads must prevail. And I do not turn on to Draymond, bro. Do not turn into that because that is not a good look. And I'm surprised there's still, the rumor was that there's a possibility that they're going to make trade Draymond also too. So we'll see, and we'll see what happens. And obviously with the Bucks, the circumstance with their boy, it's
Giannis.
yeah, Giannis, man, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So it just depends, man. So do I think? I mean, obviously the Lakers, they have an opportunity to get to midseason. They obviously are 26-4. So we know that is definitely a possibility for them to get in. But I just don't think it doesn't translate to wins in the championship. You know what I'm saying with the midseason?
Yeah.
If it did, it'd be different, but it does not. That's like,
my question to you with Dylan Brooks. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, sorry.
Does he look like he could be a cancer to a team? Because this is his third team, if I'm not correct, where he always causes a problem. He's always fouling unnecessarily. If someone gets past him, he's flagrant fouling. Like he's been ejected several times. Like he's he had problems in Minnesota. He's had problems everywhere he's played. Houston. Now he's having problems now in Phoenix. Like, what is this guy's problem? Can this guy get right, or is he a lost cause?
Well, and it makes you wonder why did Draymond Green become such a big deal when Brooks has been doing this with two other teams and now this is his third team? Like, you know what I mean? Like Draymond Green became this huge, big spotlight, got suspended. My real question is did Brooks get suspended when he was with Houston, with his other team he was with, for doing these flagrant fouls?
Yeah,
and then of course
and suspended the whole nine.
He has been. Okay, great. Is he a cancer? I mean, they brought him on for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great defender.
Yeah, like they let CP3 go, and then of course, and they also let this guy go last year. He's with Houston now.
You think about it.
Yeah. 7'2". I can't think of guy's name. All right. Wait a minute. They've had other talent let go, and now it's just kind of a situation where they need to try and be competitive. And can he be an asset? He seems to be. Kevin Durant. They let
KD.
KD left Phoenix also last year. They got to figure out some way to retool because they only got one star on their team now. And it's unfortunate. So I don't know, man. They need someone to get defensive rebounds, man. And
he does, but
he does.
At the cost of fouling and getting ejected and giving you points. Like I said, those 2 points made the difference, dude. That 2 points is the game.
Yeah. I know.
We're gonna end this with John Cena. His last match, as you know, was Saturday. He is done allegedly with wrestling. He said he is not wrestling again. This isn't a gimmick to apparently come back for a WrestleMania or some other big event. He says he's physically done, that he'll show up, to make appearances, but he's not doing it like that. Here's my thought, and I want to get your take.
Sure.
I respect him losing. I thought he should have gotten pinned. I've had this conversation, and you have this conversation with Tom. He's Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Never Give Up. He's preached this credo his whole career: never give up,
mantra,
always fight, never give up. He's Mr. Make-A-Wish. He's visited all these kids that are sick and dying and saying, hey, because of you, I fought cancer. You tell me never give up, and he gives up. I was kind of upset with that because it just paints a bad picture. These little kids who are like, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to fight cancer. John Cena says never give up. I'm not going to give up. And he taps. I don't understand the point of that. I hope he doesn't wrestle again. I was upset, like I said, with that ending. What do you think of the ending? And is there any shot you think he will completely retire, or do you see him coming back in any capacity?
All right. Well, listen, America. I had this conversation with Ray. The way it ended, and you're right, his philosophy of what he has been preaching, his motto to every person, you're right. He is the number one requested Make-A-Wish as far as celebrity, and he's done the most as far as Make-A-Wish. And you're right. If your answer is don't give up, don't ever give up, like the Jimmy V Foundation, Jimmy V, don't give up, don't ever give up. And to see him give up, I think it opens the door for America, him to heal whatever situation and make this appearance. Y'all saw how it ended. That's not how I like. It's a storyline that they could do if they wanted to. It allowed the door to be open, not closed. it allowed the door to be open still of how it ended. You're right. 1, 2, 3 would have been better than tap. So I think it's
I
wide
agree with
open
you.
for an opportunity, man. Like it's not over. And we've seen The Rock do it, leave, come back, and you're right, he can come back as a guest. And you're right. Would I be stunned at WrestleMania next year if something happened, he comes up and someone starts a confrontation? It's storyline, America. It's they are a soap opera athletic event.
But it's like you preaching eat healthy, take your protein, eat your vitamin. And then there's a video of you at Burger King knocking down 5 Whoppers. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like, wait a minute. Like, seeing as Mr. Never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up. Oh, by the way, tap, 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 I'm giving up. Like, it just looked bad from my
It just
eyes.
looks bad. Yeah,
it was just not something that I felt like, because I said these kids are very impressionable. They always look up to this guy, And like I said, these are kids that are, these Make-A-Wish kids, dying cancer, leukemia.
Yeah, man.
And
you're right.
the hope of never giving up was like, their whole thing. And to see him do it, I just think, like I said, WWE just wants to get the pop, wants to get the heat. I just didn't like it. Like I said, it would have been so much easier to let him get pinned. But it is what it is.
And you're right. And they control their America, just so you know, it is scripted.
Yes, 100%.
There's some things that do happen for injuries in the ring, which may alter the circumstance. It's rare, but y'all need to know that was definitely planned of how it was going to end. And you're right.
But it should have ended that way.
It should have not. Just because of Ray, you're making an excellent point.
Thank you, my brother.
These kids 6, 7, 8, 9 don't understand that. Like, I mean, we're adults, we know that, but for them to see they're here and and I'm pretty sure in every wing and floor of any St. Jude's, these kids were watching. And to see their hero do that, like, bro, like and that's another thing also too, where ownership with the WWE know the circumstance of what his mantra is and his fan base, and a lot of his young kids, they should have kept that in mind versus letting it happen the way it happened, man. Like there'll be some good. We don't want to hear tragic stories of some kid just giving up because his hero did. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the human side, man, that can come into this, that can make this look really bad, bro. I just don't want to see some kid.
7-year-old Matt Garvin, God forbid you had cancer at that age.
Yeah.
And you're only fighting your hardest because your hero is telling you never give up, never give up. And you're telling your mom and dad, I'm going to fight this, mom and dad, because John Cena says never give up. And to see that, I just felt like kids at that age are so impressionable.
Yeah.
It's just an ugly look. It just, to me, was.
It is. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get the backlash and he's got to take the heat. And he better go to make the rounds of St. Jude's and say, kids, this is, you know what I mean? Like,
it has to, dude. Because
I don't know if he'll do a disclaimer. Listen, America, blah, like, I don't know. I don't know if he will or not. But for the fan base that he has, and I would imagine him with Make-A-Wish Foundation, his service would pick up and go even more had he ended the way he ended. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the guys, he's the number one requested out of any sports athlete. You know what I mean?
One.
So, yeah, and he makes time. He doesn't have kids, and he said he's on record saying he never wants kids, which I find ironic, but you help as much as you do, like with kids. Like, bro.
All right. We're at the final buzzer. This is where you can ask me and Mac pretty much anything about anything. Get your questions out. We're going to wrap this up. Let's go to some comments. It is traditional to put folks over on the way out. Come on, guys. You could put the guy over, Maria, but you could put him over by getting pinned. This is me and Mac's point.
That's
he didn't
the difference.
need to tap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you agree, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's like, and Maria, don't get this confused, lady. Like, it's scripted. Like, they made a decision to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
her point is this, he's supposed to put the person over. He could put the person over by getting pinned. He didn't have to give up. Like, I'm okay with losing. Point. You want to get the next up and coming star his flowers.
His shot. Yeah,
his
exactly.
Shot. Did you have to give it to him that way? That's our problem with it.
Yeah.
My man Maurice is absolutely correct. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you for watching, my brother.
Yeah.
Fernando says, kids know wrestling. It's scripted. They're asked to be fine watching give up. I disagree. I think kids at that age are very impressionable. 6, 7 years old, Fernando.
7 or 8 year old, they don't. It's real to them, Fernando. It's real to them, bro. Not at that age. 10, like 12, 13, 14, bro. You know this is real, right? But 7, 8, 9, absolutely, it is real. You know what I mean? And again, they wouldn't ask for him at Make-A-Wish if they didn't think it was real.
100%.
To see him as their hero, like he's a superhero to a lot of kids.
Me and Mack would just have to agree to disagree on you. I hear your point, but kids at that age, I know 6-year-old Ray all day would have been like, oh man. And I know Mack at 6 or 7 years old.
6 or 7 years old, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
you would have been boohooing, Fernando. You would have been upset too, dude. Like if you're telling me you had the mentality you have now at 6 or 7, dude, unfortunately, I have to, I think you're lying to yourself. I think that's just nobody was that like thinking like that at that young of an age.
That young age. And you know what? To piggyback with Fernando, I'd love Fernando to chime back in and say, all right, what age did you find out that there was no Santa Claus? He was real until someone told you he was not. Yeah, and whatever age that was, you're like, oh my gosh. And that's a good analogy, I would think, to help also too. Maybe he chopped out because it made his character a little more. Brother.
Eric says maybe he chopped because it made his character look more human. Eric, I hear your point, but our point is this. He could by just getting pinned. Hey, the stronger, younger guy beat me. It didn't have to be him, tapping. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Eric says, Indiana quarterback wins Heisman Trophy, Latino quarterback. Don't see it every day. Yeah, kudos to him, dude.
You know what? Yeah.
Kudos to him, dude. You know what? Yeah, that gets an applause. That gets a massive applause.
You know what, Eric? That should have been the winner. Yeah, you're right. There's what? I think there's been what? 2?
2, I think.
I do believe 2. We'd have to look back. Is Jim Plunkett? Would he count? No, he didn't win the Heisman. He didn't win the Heisman.
There's been 2. I can't think of the other Latino that has won one. But it's been 2. But hey, kudos to Indiana's the Cinderella team of college football. I'm not a huge college football guy, but I know the Indiana's the truth. That they're actually a really good team. Yeah,
you're right. And for what it's worth,
it is freezing cold outside, my dude. And Fernando says, I was not when I found that it was scripted, but kids are ahead of the curve these days. Not a 6 or 7.
Yeah, man. Nando, when did you find out when Santa wasn't real?
That's exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, Fernando.
You can't tell me at 6 that you didn't know that you thought WWE was not. Come on, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, Fernando Mendoza is the other guy. All right.
Yeah. I'll end this now. Thank you so much, my dude, for being back. It's good to have you back. I feel the energy. I feel the love. We are back. I'll let you have your parting shots, and
all right,
we will go from there.
Okay, no problem at all. So first and foremost, everyone, please like, subscribe, and share to our favorite studio at this point, Boink Studios. I just want to remind everyone it is the holiday season. I talk to youth all the time, and I tell them this. Be thankful as far as kids, whatever you get for Christmas, because there's someone behind the scenes that made it happen. So show it appreciation and say thank you, give a hug and kiss to that person. And folks, I always remind you of this as well. For loved ones who may not be with you this season, think of good moments and think of the good times that the holidays used to bring to you. So it is a time to rejoice and be happy with people that you're connected with.
Amen, brother. All right. I will see you back here next week. Stay in the studio. And
yes, indeed.
All right, there you go, guys. That's another edition of Ray Sports and Slams. I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, please like, share, subscribe, boinkstudios.com. I appreciate all the love. I will see you guys next week, and I'll see you on the other side. Have a good night, folks.